Listen,
Never in my life associated the word boring with baseball.
we know what's up.
Me? Yeah. Famous? Yeah.
And I'm like giddy over there smiling like, we're about to win this shit.
Did everyone give you crap? Give me a good host story.
I'm not picking it up.
We both love the game.
We talk about it every day.
Get on baseball.
Having some popcorn, you're fooling around your phone.
I'd have to wait in line for 3 hours.
Hang on, because it's about to be a wild ride.
When the big boss,
The boss is here.
does that, he's got something to say.
I don't have anything to say. I just wanted to say hi to you.
When the big boss from the LLC, the owner of the LLC, when the chairman, when the co-founder says he has something to say, or even if he doesn't have something to say, where he just clicks on the link and says, "Hey, I'm here."
That's what I do, literally.
I sit in my chair and stare at a computer waiting for him to appear, and there it is. There it is.
Like magic.
It's like technology. All right. Well, Joe, we've been talking a lot about the Dodgers signed another player.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that.
Tanner.
You know him? Tanner
That's a good
Scott?
sign. I do not know him.
All right, Tanner Scott. They've signed a few players. They're spending money. They're getting guys. They're not just saying we won the World Series and that's that. I'm going to just set you up here because I'm going to give you my.
What do you sign me up for? Well,
I'm
let me hear
set you up to. You could not say a single word. I don't care. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what my. Can I tell you my opinion? My allowed.
Let me hear what you think about baseball and where we are at in this current day and age.
Where my head is at.
Yeah.
My thought is like that. I don't understand why people are so worked up over what the Dodgers are doing. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I simply don't understand it. Thoughts?
Yeah. What is your opinion on it? Like, why don't you?
Because everyone's playing by the same rules. There's plenty of other ownership groups that have a crap load of money, which isn't going to put a dent in their financials. Ultimately, the biggest thing is to win the World Series. By the way, if you win the World Series, it's good for business. And also, the Dodgers are playing, I'll say it again, playing by the same rules. And a lot of the stuff that they're doing, as you know better than anyone, is not just throwing money. It's like, okay, this is a good place to be because of the culture they set up. All right, there's a good pitching infrastructure, which they set up. Like all of it. And so anybody who says like boo-hoo that the Dodgers are signing all these guys and have this unbelievable offseason, well, I would say to a lot of these other teams, you could have had the same thing.
Yeah, you could have. And I think you're right. You make a lot of good points. And the people that complain are most likely people who don't work hard in life, right? The people that are the loudest, people who want a free handout is the same people who run my son's little league. They want all the teams to be fair. They want you to be able to go to a draft and make sure you draft, little Timmy who, has never played baseball in his life, but you're going to match him up against my son who's going to be throwing gas. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be like, well, that's not fair. He should only play travel ball. Well, guess what? My son wants to play Little League this year. He's going to play Little League. But it's the people who don't work hard in life. And like you said, it's all about the infrastructure. And it doesn't matter that it's a big market team. Every single owner in any kind of sport has a shit ton of money. Like, that's not the point, right? It's all these guys are on an even playing field. And people think that, there needs to be a salary cap or whatever. We could get into that, but the playing field is already level, right? You own a team, you are level with the other 29 other owners in the league. You all have billions of dollars by your name. And if you want to make the argument where, someone has a little bit more money, well, okay. If you don't like that, then have your buddy come in who's a billionaire. Make a group. You know what I mean? Like, there's
Magic Johnson doesn't own the Dodgers, right?
No, it doesn't. No, Mark Walters, and there's a whole group behind it. There's tons of owners. But the reason you own a team is because you want to show off to your friends, correct? Like, we've talked about this before. Like, every single person, it's like everyone in my neighborhood could buy an Escalade, right? But if they want to save money, they're going to buy a Tahoe. Like, it's the same thing as owning a team. The Dodgers have an Escalade, and the Minnesota Twins or the Pittsburgh Pirates want to be conservative and make more money and buy the Tahoe. Great. They kind of look the same. They have the same engine, but one's more expensive. And it's the fans who suffer from that, and those are the ones complaining. Well, you got to be mad. Number one, the owners could afford it. Number two, be mad about them not putting the time and effort. Like, to win and to be desirable, you have to work hard. There's no handouts in this life. You know what I mean? You have to work extremely hard, and that's what the Dodgers do as an organization. They work extremely hard from top to bottom, and that's the separator. And there's no other reason why players want to go there, because everyone could afford the same contract. You know, Tanner Scott could have got paid the same amount of money from 29 other clubs in this league. The problem is they don't want to. So don't be mad about, one organization doing it, because they're not cheating. The deferrals are what it is. It's been around forever. We're on this phone call because of technology. What do you want? Apple? You want Apple to stop? You want to salary cap Apple and be like, hey, stop making new iPhones? You know what I mean? Samsung's not doing that. They're just shutting their mouth and be like, all right, we're from South Korea. We'll just make new product. So it's just a bunch of, like you said, it's a bunch of boo-hoo. And it's something that, people are always saying, oh, the cap, we need a cap. Well, actually, if you think about it, a salary cap obviously is gets rid of the purpose of a whole free market, right? It hinders the best of the best, but, you're going to make a floor too, right? We're going to make these teams spend. But the owners who don't want to spend now, why would they want to spend on a floor, right? They're not going to vote on that. I don't think it will ever happen. It shouldn't. But say there is. Let's just play devil's advocate, right? Let's just say that there is a floor, there's a cap. There is a player named Shohei Ohtani. Say the max you could get is for the fans who are complaining. Let's make it simple. Let's say Shohei Ohtani could only make $10, right? The whole entire league could pay Shohei Ohtani $10. He is coming from Japan, right? Growing up, watching movies, and looking at, if you just do a quick Google search, best places to visit when you go to America. Minnesota is not popping up. Pittsburgh is not popping up. Milwaukee is not popping up. So even if everybody could pay Shohei Ohtani $10, why the fuck would he be like, oh, I'm going to go make $10 in Milwaukee? That's the problem with the floor and the cap that people don't understand. Even if every team could pay him $10, he's going to go to the team number one, which is a great destination to be at, California. Number two, you have to show him at what separates you at that point, right? And the Dodgers, say there's a cap next year. Well, the Dodgers win year in and year out. So why would he pick anywhere else to lose? Why would you lose for $10 rather than win for $10? So that's what people don't understand about a floor and a cap is, even if you did that for every single team, I'm going to make my $10 on a team that wins and a place where I want to be. That's it. So it's not going to change anything in baseball. All these players are going to go to the same exact spots. All these players the organizations are just going to win year in and year out, because the Dodgers would love it. If there was a cap, oh my God, they would never lose. New York, they would never lose. The destination that people want to go to, because you can only make so much amount of money, those teams with the gap in the competitiveness would grow even further, is what people don't understand. Because for me, myself, I want to go where it's nice to live, and I want to go where a team who wins. So say for myself, I only make $1. Why would I go make my $1 in a place where I don't want to be, in a place that loses? That's ridiculous. So the cap and floor would make the gap of competition even bigger, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I want to come back to, though, you said the working hard thing. And the ironic thing is what you're talking about, the people who are working hard aren't the people like in the trenches, aren't the people in the cubicles. The people, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it's the owners. Like, which owner is working hard? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Which owner is working to win harder. A World Series, hard enough to win a World Series?
Most of these owners and the fans who complain about it, that why encourage mediocrity? It's ridiculous. Why encourage that? That's a bad thing. I don't tell my kids. I'm not raising my kids, hey, be fucking average, be basic. Like, go out there and be medium, because we're gonna complain for you, son, and you're gonna move on in life because we want to make the playing field even. No, that's not how life works. You know what I mean? So why do it in a free market where it's a professional sport? This is a hobby. It's a hobby to own a team. It's a hobby to own a franchise. It's something you want to bring your friends and family and be like, I fucking own all of this. You see that? I did that. I am the shit. Let me stroke my ego even more. And guess what? On top of that, we're winning and we're beating. You see those billionaires? They might have just as much money, but we're beating the shit out of those other guys. That's cool, right? It's cool. Like, that's what the whole point of having a free market and open system is. It's to stunt on your fellow gazillionaires, and you want to be different. Nobody in life wants to be it. That's the separator. You want to go show them, be like, yeah, Jeff Bezos, I'm Elon Musk, but yeah, well, I own Twitter. Amazon, cool, everyone buys it. But guess what? I'll ban you from a platform. I mean, you can't, but like, it's a separator, and that's what life's about. It's about, it's the difference between AAA and the big leagues. Like, everyone's good in AAA. They're right there on the door of the big leagues, but there's something that's different. It's a separator. You need to. But you know what?
Here's the difference is that you said, like, these billionaires, they buy the team because they want to show it off. But here's the difference is that what are you prioritizing? Do you prioritizing showing off your revenue, your bank statement, look at how much money I made, look at what an investment is to it, or are you showing off the trophy, the World Series trophy?
The trophy. And plus, if you're an owner and you made this much money, the chances are your life is 3/4 over, right? So why the hell are you going to keep all your money? What are you saving it for? Like, if I was the Minnesota Twins, or if I was, like, say, an owner, like, that's not a big market, and people are complaining at Tanner Scott, well, I would be an idiot and be like, well, Tanner Scott, let me fuck around. Here's $150 million. You know why? Because I'm about to die. I could care less. Like, let me just here. I'll give you $150 million. I know you're not worth $150 million, but guess what? It's a free market. Like, all these teams could do that. And guess what? I'll give you $1 and I'll defer it, and you'll get $149 million when you're 50. How's that sound? They're like, oh, sure, yeah, let's do it. Like, every team can do it. What's the point of saving it all, keeping it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People have to understand this.
Yeah, and also the Dodgers. The other part about it too is that, like you said, people want to be there because they've proven that they make players better.
Absolutely,
it's a good crew to be around. They treat the families right, and I know other teams do too. Like, I get it, but it's the whole ball of wax. It's the whole thing. So stop complaining about it. I mean, Roki Sasaki wasn't a money thing. It was
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Roki Sasaki essentially had a salary cap, but guess what? Did the salary cap work for the other teams? No.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the salary cap. It will make the gap of competition even more. And people, like, it just, if you really dig deep, and you'll understand, there's no point to be a salary cap, because then the salary cap will hinder the small market teams even more. Because, like I just said, the small market team could come up and be like, I'll give you $150 million, Tanner Scott. And guess what? The Dodgers are smart and be like, no, I won't do that. So a salary cap could actually hurt the small market teams, because all of a sudden, say there's new ownership in a new group where it's like, I'm an owner from the Live Tour, and I want to come in and buy, the Milwaukee Brewers. Well, guess what? They were not going to come in because if there's a salary cap, because those guys have more money than all these American owners. Those guys want to come in and be like, you know what, Shohei, here's $1 billion. You know what? Here's Kenley Jansen. Here's $500 million. I know you should only make 20, but here's 500. So that's the whole point of a salary cap. Like, they can come in and be absolutely stupid with their money, but then they'll never be able to compete, because if you can only pay someone $10, the good destinations, the good teams are going to do that.
And the last thing is, because I know you got to go because you got a child to raise to go dominate.
We got big travel game there.
Big travel ball. Okay. Is that, that these people who, the Dodgers, I said this too. I've been saying this, hey, winning a World Series is good for business. Winning a World Series is good for business. And the Dodgers, you guys, congratulations, you won a World Series. You guys could have sat there and just said, oh, we won a World Series. All right, great. But the Dodgers saw how good for business it is.
Exactly.
To keep going. And like, there's nothing to say that San Diego was rolling, man. Like, they could have beaten you guys. Like, who knows? Like, but they're like, we're not going to we're not going to lose this momentum, and we're going to do whatever we possibly can to keep that business model going. And that business model is winning the World Series. So
yeah. But it's almost like these teams that do that. It's like going on Shark Tank and selling your business. It's like not taking the risk and being like, you know what? I know that I can make a quick buck now, but I'm gonna take the chance. You know what I mean? It's the safe play. It's the wrong play. But the Dodgers are the owners of Shark Tank and buying everyone else's business.
I think we should go on Shark Tank.
Yeah, you guys, Dodgers. You want baseball isn't boring? You could have it.
Oh, hold on. I don't know. That's not legally binding.
All right, brother. I got to roll.
All right.